Good morning, children. Some more paragraphs from the lesson The Interview by Christopher Silvey. In my last class, I told you that in spite of the shortcomings in spite of the defects of the interview, it is considered to be the best serviceable medium of communication. It serves us in the best possible way, supremely serviceable, extremely serviceable. These days, more than at any other time, our most vivid impressions of our contemporaries are through interviews. Who are our contemporaries? A contemporary is a person living at the same time. Many of our contemporaries are interviewed almost every day. They present before the world what they think about different topics or different subjects. And when we come to know about their opinions about different topics or different subjects, we start forming vivid impressions of them. Vivid means what? Producing powerful feelings or strong, clear images in the mind. Producing powerful feelings or strong, clear images in the mind. When we know what our contemporaries think about different issues or topics, subjects related to our society, then we form vivid impressions. Those impressions are very powerful, strong, and clear in our mind. And those contemporaries present their views before the world through their interviews. Dennis Bryan has written. Here the author has mentioned a person named Dennis Bryan. What has he written? Almost everything of moment. Of moment is a phrase which means having importance, an event of great moment. Dennis Bryan has written that almost everything that is important reaches us through one man asking questions of another. One man asks, the interviewer asks questions to a person, and that in that way everything that is or that has some importance reaches us through one man asking questions of another through the process of interview. Because of this, the interviewer holds a position of unprecedented power. That is why an interviewer, according to Dennis Bryan, enjoys a position of unprecedented power, unprecedented, never done or known before. The power which the interviewer enjoys nowadays, the power and influence which the interviewer, the power, unprecedented power which the interviewer enjoys, the influence which he enjoyed, he never enjoyed in the past. Means he has become a person of great importance because he gets an opportunity to interview several celebrities. Now see what happens in part 2. I am a professor who writes novels on Sundays. Umberto Eco, a professor associated with the University of Bologna, says that he is a professor who writes novels on Sundays. The following is an extract from an interview of Umberto Eco. What we are going to read in the following pages has been taken from the interview given by Umberto Eco. The interviewer is Mukund Padmanabhan from The Hindu. The person who is going to interview him or who is interviewing him is Mukund Padmanabhan, who is connected with the well-known newspaper The Hindu. Umberto Eco, a professor at the University of Bologna in Italy, had already acquired a formidable reputation as a scholar for his ideas on semiotics, literary interpretation, and medieval aesthetics before he turned to writing fiction. Before he became a fiction writer, he had already presented before the world his opinions about semiotics, the study of science, SIGNS. He had already said something about literary interpretation. He had already told the world what he thought about medieval aesthetics. Aesthetics, the science of beauty. All these things he had already done before he turned or before he became a fiction writer. Literary fiction, academic texts, essays, children's books, newspaper articles. He has written so much that his literary written production is staggeringly large. Staggeringly large means staggeringly means what? In a shocking or astonishing degree. In a shocking or astonishing. Here astonishing, surprising degree. What he has written is very large. His written output is connected with literary fiction, academic texts, essays, children's books, newspaper articles. He has written newspaper articles, he has written children's books, he has written many essays, he has produced many academic texts, literary fiction also he has created. He has also created literary fiction. That is why the author says his literary fiction output is staggeringly large, astonishingly or surprisingly large, and wide ranging. He touches different topics, not one. Whatever he says means wide ranging. His literary output is wide ranging. He has dealt with different topics. In 1980, he acquired the equivalent of intellectual superstardom with the publication of The Name of the Rose. When he published his book, The Name of the Rose, in 1980, what happened then? He received the equivalent of intellectual superstardom. Means he was a superstar. How? Intellectually. How? Intellectually. When his book, The Name of the Rose, was published in 1980. All over the world, he was thought to be a superstar in the field of written output, in literary field, fiction, academic text, essays, children's books, newspaper articles, etc. He has written so much. He has said so many things about so many different topics that he was considered an intellectual superstar. When did it happen? It happened with the publication of The Name of the Rose, which sold more than 10 million copies. And this book, you can't imagine, children, sold more than 10 million copies. Many people all over the world bought a copy of this book. Thank you, children.